What? I just did a whole video. I just did a whole video and I was not even live. I just did a whole video and I don't even think I was even live. Anyhow, that's crazy. What I'm going to talk about is fear mongering. Fear mongering. The things y'all fear, y'all should embrace. And the things y'all embrace, y'all should actually fear. Okay? Y'all embrace meeting somebody today, fucking them in an hour, 2 hours, a day, 2 days. You don't even know this individual. You risk catching an STD. You risk this individual killing you. You risk having a baby, and you don't even know him. All right. Now, if I tell you, be a business partner with me. Let's buy this land together. Let's buy this property together. I'm gonna show you right now. You're gonna say, "Oh, I don't know. I need to get to know you better. Let's do our research." I'm gonna do my research. You got properties like this for $29. You got properties like this for $29 a month. You see that? A lot of people ask me, say, man, how you own all these properties like that? How you got 24 properties? Because uh from about August 2021, 2020, from about August 2020 till about the middle of 2022, I was buying a property every month. Every month I was buying a property. Most of my properties, I'm paying around $50 a month average. I'm paying around $50 a month average. About 15 of my properties, I'm paying about $50 a month average. And most of them, I have a partnership. I have a business partner. Okay, like anybody want to purchase this property with me, be my business partner with me. We're gonna pay $30 a month. We're gonna pay $15 a month each, and we own this property. $15 a month each, and we own this property. If it's four of us or three of us, we're gonna pay $10 a month each, and we own this property right here. Literally, we could do this today. Anybody want to partner up with me and buy this property with me? We could do it. All right. And I have business partners. I have situations like this, okay, where me and my business partners, we buy properties together, and then on top of it, if I can't pay this month, they pay this month. If they can't pay this month, I pay this month. All right, we do it like that. We have a business partnership like that, to where I had a situation where my business partner couldn't pay for 6 months, and I paid for 6 months. Then when they got themselves together, they started paying. All right. Group economics. People fear being in business with other people. They don't want to get screwed. But when you having sex with other people, you at a higher risk of getting screwed, because you don't know you're gonna get an STD. You don't know if you're gonna fucking um have a baby with somebody you don't want to have a baby with. You don't know if this person gonna murder you. On top of it, you're already getting this individual spirit on you. You already built adding up your body count, building up your body count. But people would do that in an instant, in a second, right? Instantly. But when I say, hey, let's buy this property together, oh, let me think about it. Let me do my research. It's crazy, man. It's really fucking crazy. The things you ought to be fearing: getting up every day, going to work, getting a job, paying a 30-year mortgage, 4, 5, 10-year car note. Okay? These are the things you ought to be fearing, but you embracing it. You embracing it. You should be fearing doing those things. Okay? And the things you fear, oh, going to live in the woods. I can't go live in the woods. I don't want to live in the middle of the woods. I don't want to them bears and snakes and all that type of stuff there. I don't want to shit in a bucket. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to be around my babies all day every day. Now I got to be around my offsprings all day every day because I got to homeschool because I'm not working no regular job. I got to be around my man, my woman all day every day. People literally subconsciously or consciously fear these things, and these are the things they ought to be embracing. You ought to embrace want to go live off the land, want to go live in the woods, want to go be around your spouse all day every day, want to go be around your offsprings all day every day, dirt bike riding on the land, bicycle riding on the land. um Everybody out there planting your food. Get up every day, y'all plant your food. Y'all grow y'all food together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all building y'all houses together. Living like the Amish. Living like the Mennonites. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's goal to be to live like the Amish and the Mennonites. That ought to be everybody's goal in America on the planet. But y'all goal is to live corporate life, make six figures. And I hate when people say that I make six figures. What do you mean you make six figures? You make $100,000 a year, or you make $900,000 a year? Because that's a big difference. Stop telling me you make six figures. How much fucking money you make? You know what I'm saying? People love saying, black people love saying, I make six figures. I used to make six figures. What the fuck is six figures? Be specific. You know what I mean? It's just the fucking, when I listen to the way people talk sometimes, country people, so-called ignorant people, so-called uneducated people make more sense to me than very educated people. Very educated people make absolutely no sense to me. Because you have all this fucking education, but you think working paying a 30-year mortgage, working on a job for 30, 40, 50 years, paying car notes, that makes sense to you. How the fuck are you highly educated? You got one, two, three, four, five master's degrees, but that fucking makes sense to you. Then you got this other old country bumpkin over here, don't even have a third grade education, own his land. Yeah, my grandpappy left me this land, and then I went over there, and this is how they talk to me for real. And I went over there and I bought that land over there. Yeah, and I'm trying to buy this one. My neighbor in the back right here, his grandma died, left him that land. I ran over there and I told him, man, if you give me 6 months, I'll buy this land from you. This is literally how they talk to me. I had a buddy, I went over there. He said, yeah, man, his mom died and left him that land. I'm trying to buy it from him. I told him he give me 6 months, I give him cash money. I'll buy it from him. This is literally my one of my buddies. This is what he told me, literally. Okay? This is how country folks talk, especially white country folks. This is how they talk. All right? Barely a third grade fucking education. Been out here working on the land and working at local stores their whole life, working at the Dollar General and shit like that their whole life, and living better lives than y'all living in a city. Got a whole bunch of land. They don't have to make a lot of money because all they gotta do is pay their little property taxes. And every time they buy a piece of land, it don't cost them that much. Or especially if you do what I'm showing you, owner financing. I show you how to negotiate properties and owner finance properties like this one right here, $29 a month. Okay? You don't have to make a lot of money. You don't have to make a lot of money. But y'all stressing yourself to go fix y'all credit, to go keep y'all credit good, to go buy a big old house, pay on it for 30 years. That's why I say a lot of y'all so-called educated master's degree people, y'all don't make no fucking sense. You make no fucking sense to me. Anyhow, I'm gonna get off this video and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do another video in a little while. I just got up. I'm gonna do another video for about an hour and we're gonna talk about some things. All right. Um Listen, people, the things you fear, you ought to be embracing. And the things you embrace, you ought to be fearing. You ought to fear your babies having cell phones and all these devices that's teaching them nothing but this toxic rap music, toxic sexuality, and all this foolishness. And you ought to embrace bringing your babies out here on the land, out here in the woods, the beach right here. You ought to embrace nature. You ought to embrace nature. You ought to fear putting all this toxic foods in your body, buying off at the grocery store that you don't know what the fuck it is. And you ought to embrace buying your food, growing your food off your land. You ought to embrace that. You ought to fear working, getting up every day, having to go work for somebody. You ought to embrace working for yourself. You should be fearing bringing putting your babies in public schools, having somebody else educate your babies. You ought to embrace educating your babies your own self. You ought to embrace it. I don't even want no woman that send their babies to school, to public school. I done got to the point where right now, be honest with you, any woman I take seriously, any woman I'm about to marry, you're gonna have to take your baby out of school, homeschool them. We're gonna live on this land. You don't never have to work outside of this house unless you want to. But even when you want to, you're gonna keep that shit to a minimum. My woman cannot work more than 20 hours a week away from home. And that has to be something that we really sit down and talk about it. It has to be worth it. Because anytime you leave your home to go somewhere else to make money or anything like that, remember you're leaving your home. You're leaving your home. It ought to be worth it. Okay? And it ought to not be for no long time. I need my woman home every day with me, with our babies, in the bed, in our house, on our land. I don't want no woman out here killing herself working. I'm not going to be out here killing myself working, then come home, be stressed out, cussing at each other, all this type of foolishness. Even my offsprings growing up, I'm not going to send my offsprings off to no job to go work for nobody when they could come work with me. I'm I'm not doing it. My babies could come work with me. Okay? The things y'all do is so fucking backwards. It's not even funny, man. It's not even funny. I'm not even attracted to no woman anymore that talking about, oh, I'm gonna go to school for 4, 5, 10 years, get this education so I can get this job making 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 a year. In 4, 5, 10 years, baby, you know how much property, how much land we could have? And be flipping that land, flipping that property, building houses on them properties, selling that land, that property. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do a video in about an hour or so, and we're gonna chop it up, family. Everything I'm talking about now, we're gonna deep dive into it. All right. Talk to y'all in a few. Peace. Why is this live stream?